on a Monday evening. We got a lot of stuff we can talk about today, guys, so buckle up. What are we going to talk about? Let's just open my notes up first. I kind of need my notes so I know what we're talking about. HK Army released the RMX. What is that? We'll talk about that. Carbon released the DRV. We'll talk about that. Then we'll also talk about the World Cup layout. I have some World Cup outcome predictions that we ran a bunch of scores through some AI models for predictions, and I'm going to try to predict the outcome of the tournament. We're going to talk about that new boomstick, and I'm actually looking for a couple products that we'll talk about later to see if I can get like some help from any of you guys out there that have some old stuff. But without further ado, we always want to thank bfpgear.com. BFP Gear, a longtime supporter of this whole thing. I've got like BFP Gear memorabilia all over the place. There's some right there, but you actually can't see it. Definitely, think about checking out bfpgear.com. They've been a long time supporter of this channel. And without them, this whole thing would be much, much more difficult. So think about BFP Gear. Maybe you want to look at some of the new things we have coming up. We're going to talk about that, maybe that HK new mask, the new carbon hopper. All that stuff will be over at bfpgear.com. Yep. So thank you, BFP Gear. What are you guys talking about in this chat room? Ben says, get your BFP Gear, BFP here by clicking that link. That's pretty good. I kind of like that. Not gonna lie, the new CZR Plus is pretty sweet for a budget gun, Corey says. I am hot as shit right now. I'm gonna put shorts on real fast. Okay, I had some shorts laying on the ground over there. We've got shorts on. So let's start talking. Corey brought up the CZR Plus. So let's talk about the HK Army RMX. And this is something we actually kind of saw some glimpses of a few weeks ago. Not that right there. We'll get back to that later, though. The HK Army RMX, is that right? The RMX, yeah. So they just released pictures of these today. This is brand new. I'll get this slideshow going here in just a second. So what the hell is this thing, right? Something that's happened, I don't know exactly when, but within the last year, the JT ProFlex, its patent expired. So that means that other companies can start kind of making JT ProFlex stuff. So that's kind of why we've seen this little resurgence or surgence. Resurgence? Is a surgence something? We've seen this surgence. Or how about we've seen this surge of ProFlex stuff? We've seen different companies release lowers. There have been companies releasing different ears like HK. And now HK Army have made an entire bottom and ears that will fit onto a ProFlex. So you can actually see these pictures right here. So this picture is of the clear one. I should say there's going to be 5 colors in total. There's red, black, gray, and then gray clear, which is kind of like smoke. There's the clear we're seeing right there. There's also a white one. And what I should probably say about these is it's just the bottom and just the ears, right? What you're seeing right now is actually a AI generated goggle frame. This is not a real product. They actually generated a bunch of different like goggle frames, and you can actually see how it's all like wacky and not lined up right in places, and there's weird lines. It's certainly generated. So it's not actually the whole goggle. It really is just, I dragged that a little too far away. It really is just that goggle bottom. So the bottom or that skirt and the ears for $80. So if you have a Proflex, all that stuff will fit. I like it. I think it's a kind of a fun idea for just to make a lot of weird additional parts for a mask that people already really, really like. I mean, I think the Proflex is my favorite paintball mask. So it just makes it a little bit more fun. I mean, one of the problems and one of the concerns that we probably all are going to have is when people are making a new skirt or a new bottom for the Proflex is if it's going to breathe as good. You know, the Proflex is so popular because that ventilation is so good. And it does look breathable. I mean, it just looks as open, you know, maybe not as open as the Proflex, but maybe like equivalent to like the Carbon Zero or something like that. And those carbon masks also breathe extremely well. And I like it. It just seems cool. It's also very flexible. Obviously, these are photos, but it's really squishy, kind of like you'd expect. I'd expect it to be probably like, I mean, what's a similar mask? It's probably going to be very similar to the flexibility of those carbon masks as well. I like it. It's pretty cool. Let's look. John Dresser over at Paintball Retro. John Dresser, Paintball Retro, actually posted some stuff on Instagram that I'm trying to get over to right now. John posted these pictures with actually, and I didn't mean to click that. There we go. Posted them with the Proflex frame, goggle frame on there, so you can actually kind of see what they look like there. They look cool. To me, they look really lightweight. They kind of look streamlined. I like them a lot. It's pretty cool. So that was the clear one right there. There is that white one. This guy says sold out. So who does? Maybe they sold all of them already. They're really cool. I actually like it a whole lot. Let's see. There was the HK Army. HK might have posted. This might be a link to the HK video. This might just be linking straight over to the HK. Yeah, I kind of thought that was the wrong thing. Let's see right here. Yeah, and I found it kind of odd. You know, they're like purposely like blurring out the goggle frame or whatever, and I just noticed that like I'm like way over on the side over here. Yeah, it's just kind of, you know, I noticed they're totally blurring out that goggle frame. It's like, we definitely know it's a Proflex goggle frame under there. It's just kind of odd. You know, if you want to promote that it's for a Proflex, you think that you would show the Proflex frame, but there's also some probably like, I don't know, reason they're not showing it for like advertising reasons or some sort of reason. But I like it a whole lot. What do you guys think? The HK Army RMX bottom, or like mask kit, I think they're calling it. Something like that. Something about a mask kit. Nick says, it's interesting. Yeah. Trash Brad, trash. That's fair, Mark. What does everyone say? The front head of it looks really like a carbon. The front / head. I don't know. No one's really saying anything that interesting about it. All right, fine. This is a little bit more interesting. Maybe. Maybe not. The Paintball Ruined My Life merch. So guys, if you ever want to, like, you know, buy some cool ass headbands like that one right there, definitely go check out the Paintball Ruined My Life store. You can find t-shirts on there. There's some barrel covers. Headbands are only $30. They're 100% cotton, 100% denim. Yeah, because denim's cotton. Check them out. paintballruinedmylife.com /shop. Yeah. Definitely shop. How much is that kit, David asked? They are $80, $79.99, or just $80. But I think they're actually already sold out. So I think that well, it's hard to say they're sold out because a lot of the paintball stores actually have them as well. So you can buy them probably from the paintball stores, but I believe that HK is like sold out. Clear, Nick says, Clear are all sold out. But are they sold out like everywhere? Because, you know, a lot of the paintball stores got them. So it's going to be hard to like, you know, we don't know the inventory of all the paintball stores. But then again, you know, a lot of stores might not have got them. It could have only been like a select handful of stores. I don't really know. I'm not in the inside crowd. But there's another new thing we saw today. All this stuff came out today. So it's like, it's not a lot known, you know, just like that HK, the HK mask. This we saw, or I saw literally hours ago, the Carbon DRV. So I'm going to read what this actually says. They put this, this is from their Instagram post they posted earlier. The DRV, which I'm not sure what that means. What does DRV sound for? Let me know in the chat. See if we got some like DRV. The DRV loading system redefines paintball performance with an industry-leading speed and consistency. Our innovative loader boosts features designed for professional-level performance, setting a new standard for paintball loader technology. Still in development, the RD... Still in development. That definitely says still in development. The DRV is undergoing rigorous data-driven testing to ensure unparalleled performance. So it looks like it's still in production. I didn't actually read that until just now. Or not in production. It looks like they're still testing it, which is interesting. You know, it looks a lot to me like the Valken VSL hopper. It looks like it a lot externally, but interior, it's completely different. I don't know. You know, it's interesting. It looks like on the back of there. I'm curious. Let's look a little bit closer at that screen. So it looks like we have in the top left, I'm not sure. Maybe that's like maybe that's telling you what mode it's in, because it looks like there's an F. And then it says equals 8.5 maybe. That's the speaker volume, the battery level, the game timer. But then looks like there's another timer as well. I don't know. There's like 3 timer settings. Yeah, that's true. Void says the match time maybe. That's probably true. It might be like match and point time. Maybe you could set like... I don't know. I don't know why there's multiple timers. There's 3 buttons though. That's crazy. There's the big orange button, and then there's 2 buttons to the right of it as well. Those gray buttons. You know, I'm interested. I always think, you know, we always say that competition is obviously always good. We've had pretty much Virtue dominate the loader space, so it's always good to see more companies jump in. And companies like Carbon have been known for making really good products. I mean, I really like their pants. I've been wearing that Carbon Zero since it came out. So I'm kind of interested about the DRV from Carbon. Let's go over to their website too. They actually have a pretty good page, a pretty good web page that actually tells us maybe a little bit of stuff. Let's make this text a little bigger. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, that's actually what we just read. Join our team program to be in line for exclusive early access. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we know 100% when it's coming out. You can see some of the testing stuff they did right there. Huh. I don't know really what they're testing there. That's a Planet Eclipse feed neck. Adjustable force feeding. The DRV loading system innovative force-fed mechanism pushes the boundaries of paintball speed. Our design synchronizes seamlessly with your marker, achieving the shortest ball-to-ball feed times. Most companies calculate their BPS value by taking the shortest time between two shots and extrapolating a value of it. For sure. That's why like when the rate of fire on these guns, when you're like, I shot 48 balls a second. It's like, no, technically the time in between those two shots equaled 48 balls a second. So it's like technically, I guess you did shoot 48 balls a second. Using this method, the BPS of the DRV loader would be over 60 balls per second. The digitally adjustable force feeding feature allows fine-tuning for various playing styles and paint quality, ensuring peak performance in any scenario. The DRV, you'll experience the fastest, most responsive loader in the industry, giving you a clear edge over on the field. Okay, whatever. Marketing mumbo jumbo. But that's interesting. I mean, they say it'll feed 60 if they compare it the same way that all the other loaders are being compared. Unmatched consistency. So I did see this earlier. I wanted to kind of look at this. I didn't really quite understand what was going on here. I don't even know what those numbers are. I can't see those numbers. Literally don't know. Is that voltage? It looks like voltage. 1.8 volts, and then it's like voltage, I think. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Maybe it's like variation? No idea. But yep, Carbon has a new hopper out. Coming with a screen. Oh no, look, there's 5 buttons in total. There's that big orange one, and then there's 2 on the side. Give me what hoppers have come with screens. Give me in the chat what hoppers have come with screens. I know we've seen that Pulse RDR thing that never came out. There was the TS, the like Halo TS hoppers that had a screen. What are some other hoppers that had tried to do a screen on the back? I'm curious, we're in a world where hoppers are $250, and it's going to be really interesting when we see this thing is probably going to be $300. I can't imagine it being less than $300, right? I assume it'll be pretty expensive. We'll see. It gives you Cyclone vibes. I don't know. It really looks exactly like the Valken VSL. I'll pull a picture of the VSL up. The VSL wasn't really ever that popular. Oh, look, here's the Paintball Ruined My Life review of the Valken VSL. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to find like a good picture of it. Whatever, we'll just use this one. The Cyclone. The Cyclone's all like weird and long shaped. I don't know. Okay, I mean, I guess I could kind of see Cyclone. I think it looks like this thing. I think it looks like the Valken VSL. I think probably mainly because of this line. There's that line that goes across. It also has this like patch of like color or darker area, kind of like this little notch right there. It just reminded me of it. Yeah, VSL. It also looks like that weird crank hopper I have. It also kind of reminds me of this. Kind of looks like that too a little bit. This thing's insane. This is that one that you gotta crank it. It's so loud, it's ridiculous. This thing's stupid. We'll see. The DRV. The something. Problem is current hoppers are so good, Ron says. It is true. It's very weird that like for a long time, hoppers were probably one of the weaker spots. And then like 2007 or whatever, when the rotor came out, a lot of our hopper problems went away. And then this year we've seen some hopper problems, you know. We had the compatibility issue with the new Bunker King Spire 5 and the Geo 5. So it's been it's been a little interesting. Then there was the kind of a problem with the MXR that die released, but that wasn't really a hopper problem. Yeah, that's a different thing. So we'll see. Ron also said, I remember Jack Wood was like, no way would Planet Eclipse get in the hopper market. It's too competitive. Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know, is it? I mean, it's probably just as competitive as the gun market at this point. I mean, because there's, you know, probably more high-end guns than there are hoppers even. Maybe it's just really difficult to compete in. I don't know. And make sure to give the live stream a like. If you're watching the live stream and maybe you're feeling generous, give the live stream a like. You know, it really does kind of help the whole algorithm for this whole get us to see people thing, you know. 530 Dynasty, 530, or how about the 530? I'm just going to stick with my old school Halo 2. Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Garrett says, Carbon made a new hopper and Empire are giving the pros the Halo. For sure. They're supposed to have a new hopper out. I mean, I don't know. No one's really using the Triad. The Triad never really caught on. The Triad had so many problems out the gate that kind of became off-putting to people. I was going to see if I had the pictures of the new Halo on here still, but I'm not 100% sure if I do. And we're also not sure when that thing's coming out, right? I mean, we've been seeing pictures, like sneak peek pictures of the Halo for quite some time, and here they are. I got some right here. We've been seeing, these like sneak peek photos of this Halo 3 or whatever we're going to call it for a while now. But never, I shouldn't even say sneak peek pictures, right? Because these might have been sneak peek ones. But now the guys are currently using them in tournaments. So we'll see. I really like it. I think that it looks cool. It looks quite a bit bigger than I remember. But it's interesting. We'll see. I mean, it definitely looks goddamn huge. But then again, I mean, this hopper is probably not going to be a high-end one. You know, we think that the carbon hopper, this thing's going to be expensive. I would assume that this Halo 3, or whatever they call that, is going to be in that, like, I don't know, like normal-ish price or whatever. Looking for something else, but I do not see it. Well, the Halo 3, we'll find out. I mean, there's so many new hoppers. I mean, 3 new hoppers? You think Damage wouldn't use a high-end hopper? For sure not. I mean, they were using the Halo. They were using the Halo 2 like all last year and all this year. They'll just use whatever they're like requested to use in a way. You know, I think Damage at one point probably they've been an Empire team, or they were using Empire hoppers. So it was like use the Triad or use the Halo 2 maybe, and then they were kind of having problems with those Triads. So switching over to the Halo, I think, worked out better for them. Damn, AC Diesel was also using the Triad. Speaking of paintball tournaments, should we walk the layout? Let's look at the layout for the tournament this weekend. So coming up this weekend in Florida will be the final paintball tournament of the year. Am I logged in? I hope that I'm logged in. It looks like I am. the final tournament of the year. And let's just walk the field a little bit. So one of the things that we've certainly noticed these past like handful of years or whatever, we'll say the last 2 years, if we've noticed double snake sides, right? I mean, we have the traditional snake side, like we're looking at the closest one that's goddamn huge. I mean, it almost goes from the back center. Look at the snake, is crazy. It literally starts in the back corner almost. That is wild. I mean, the snake is literally almost in the back. That's crazy. So we've seen these huge snakes, and we're also having kind of a snake over on that Dorito side. They're incorporating those two beams that are kind of laying down on the outside, or the inside, I should say, of those Doritos. And I kind of like it. You know, I like the... Let's go full screen with this bitch. I like it. I like all the snakes. And look at this goddamn snake. Look at this running to the snake off the brake thing. I haven't like... There we go. Look at the snake. It's just like right there. Boop. Let's crouch down a little bit. If I can remember the keyboard shortcuts. What the hell are the shortcuts? There we go. So if we're running to the snake off the brake, I mean, you can get shot here for sure, because that back center can just drop it into this spot right here. You can just shoot right over that. Also right there, you can shoot that. And we're just going to look around a little bit. Well, I have like a problem like going off screen. Yeah, there's just so much stuff in the way. It's kind of crazy just how many bunkers there are too. And, you know, if I was playing this, I'd probably be going to here or something. This would be my spot. Huh. Yeah, we'll see. This weekend, guys, make sure to tune in. I mean, you know, the World Cup at the end of the year, we always have so many games. You know, matches start on Thursday morning. So make sure, you know, Major League Paintball Plus, I think is what they're calling that now. It's gotten kind of confusing trying to understand the whatever. Gotten so confusing. Porter said, everyone made snake off the brake this weekend at Paintball Fit. Hard to shoot unless you get lucky. Yeah, it's so close. It's like, it's just so fast and close to get over there. The meme machine, Matt, I thought I was going to say the meme machinist. The meme machine. Just played it on Paintballers. There you go. Made some shots over the top of the center, but yeah, it's wild. Yeah, it is kind of crazy just how many bunkers we have now. One of the things that makes that like difficult is just the amount of bunkers. Come on, there we go. Just the amount of bunkers. There's just so many bunkers now on the field that, I don't know. It makes it easier to move, but at the same time, it also kind of, I think, slows the games down a little bit and makes it a little bit more clunky, we'll say. Where is my mouse? Oh, there we are. Clunktastic. Why are, like, things not showing? Oh, there we go. Freaking BFP gear logos. I don't know why they're all clicked off. When does Paintballers get released? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not even sure about that. I really don't know. I know we've tried to play it. I mean, I tried to install it at one point, but we didn't. Because I don't have a PC, and I was going to install Parallels or like Fusion or like, install some sort of virtual machine software. That's what I was looking for. But I don't know. I've not done that. I mean, I don't care that much. One of the things I did want to do with World Cup, and my computer is using resources like crazy. We're going to check on Firefox. I think Firefox is not giving our computers. Yeah, it's this thing that's killing me right now, I think. It will definitely guns up. It's killing me. So yeah, this is something I thought would be kind of interesting. So in the past, I've always done kind of like, not always, but sometimes done like predictions for World Cup, like just who I think is going to win or who I think's relegated. We've done that for tournaments. But this time around, this is a bunch of information, but I'll read this too. This time I fed a couple different AI stuff. So I fed this to Anthropic and ChatGPT. So I put in the current standings for the Pro Division. So all 20 teams. And then I also fed it information about the 4 additional teams that will be playing in the Pro Division. So we'll have those 24 teams. But it does get confusing because there's those 24 teams, but 4 of those teams don't actually get overall points, but those 4 teams still can affect the overall rankings. So like if you get, 24th place, or if you get like 19th place at this tournament, you're going to get less points than you would have if you were playing at a regular tournament. So I fed in all the standings and all of the prelim scores for this entire year. So from the previous 4 tournaments, and then just asked it some stuff. So if we see that first one, it says, since points double in the last tournament, each team's possible placement will impact their final total, obviously. So I did a bunch of simulations. So it says, we'll simulate different placements. So examples 1st through 24th, and calculate the corresponding points each team would receive. So number 2, using random placements for teams in multiple simulations will calculate their total points across possible outcomes. For each run, we'll record which team ends up with the lowest points and would be relegated. This doesn't really matter. I'd probably have to keep all that in there. But after thousands of simulations, we'll calculate the probability of each team by... We'll calculate the probability of each team being relegated based on the frequency of ending up in the lowest points. So essentially, we just simulated the whole entire tournament multiple times, taking into account New York Extreme and like which teams New York Extreme has played in the past, their probability of beating the teams that are currently in their bracket at World Cup. And according to this, New York Extreme has a 57.8% chance of being relegated, followed by Austin Notorious at that 16%. And we can see that, right? AC Diesel coming in almost at 14%. It says teams below this threshold. So any of the teams, that are teams 6 and under have a less than 1% probability of getting relegated. So it's unlikely that we'll see any team relegated other than New York Extreme. So it's heavily in favor for New York Extreme to get relegated. And that would kind of make sense. New York Extreme is about 80 points behind from, I think, Austin Notorious, who's in 19th overall. So Notorious, while they're just one place above, have quite a few more points. So it would take Notorious getting last or something like that, close to last, and New York Extreme would have to get like 8th place or something. They would have to finish above 10th, I believe, to be able to save their relegation. And then we kind of also did the exact same thing to see who would win. So put in all the scores from this year and overall rankings and all that stuff. And here's the win probability for each team in the upcoming tournament. So we're giving Red Legion a 64.7% chance of winning, which is pretty good, right? I mean, it makes sense. Red Legion has won 3 tournaments this year, so obviously winning a far majority of their matches, they're going to have that higher probability. And then all the way in at second place, though, probably will be San Antonio X Factor only having a 16% chance of winning. So we can kind of see just how much Red Legion's dominance has truly affected their outcome or possible outcome at World Cup. And then the remaining teams, for example, Austin Notorious, New Orleans Hurricanes, have essentially a 0% chance of winning the tournament based on their current points and typical placement, making it very unlikely for the team to secure first place. This ranking reflects both the team's accumulated points and their likely performance in the double point tournament scenario. It's just interesting. I don't know what else we could ask it. I still have it on here, so we could ask it even more information. Like what else could we ask it? What are their like cool things could we find out? Relegation risk of teams. So we still have all that information in there. I don't know. David Straub something says best way to watch World Cup. There's probably only one way to watch World Cup, and that is going to be that's true. DG says at World Cup. That's very true. For sure, actually at the event is the best way. But, Major League Paintball is the only other way. Who's making it out of the brackets? Okay. But I don't actually think I didn't actually put in brackets. Hold on, though. I might be able to do it real quick here. I can probably talk and do this all at the same time. What can we talk about, though? What should I be talking about? World Cup's coming up. Yeah, we're also going to probably see, like, the new... Which new gun? The new MacDev gun. The MacDev GTX. Which, I don't know. My MacDev... Okay... Yeah, obviously, my take on MacDev has kind of been on and off. I don't, I like MacDev, but then sometimes I don't like MacDev, and I don't know. It's hit or miss. So I gotta turn a piece of software on real fast to be able to make this table. And we're gonna put in the brackets into this. Damn, that did not save like I wanted. All right, we're not doing that. It's too much work for me right now. It gets too distracting, and it's not very fun for everybody. We're not going to find out who's going to make it out of which bracket. I'm trying to think. Who knows? People are shitting on the CZR. I don't even get the hate. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about the CZR Plus. Kinda. I do actually have a little bit something here on the CZR. Did I not get the goddamn pictures ready? Son of a bitch. Sometimes I just forget to get certain pictures ready. I got pictures, but I totally forgot to, like, set them up. Yeah, here's some pictures. So this is the new barrel that's going to come on the CZR. It's not, it's just really a barrel. I just kind of like it. It's the new Die Boomstick ULI composite. So actually, I should say the Die Boomstick I composite, I believe is what they're calling this. It's a plastic barrel. It's a plastic barrel made out of the exact same material that the die rotor is made out of. So it's really nylon. It's a nylon barrel back and a nylon barrel front. I just think it's kind of cool. Yeah, there's no reason for your barrel to be metal, really. And this barrel back, you know, it's taking those power inserts, those PWR inserts. So it really has a metal sleeve down the middle. And I just think it's kind of cool. I've always liked this kind of like cheap stuff that performs well. That's why I really like the EMEC. There's something about the EMEC that's just like, it's just cool because it's plastic and it's cheap, but it's like really, really good. So it's kind of neat to me. And I kind of feel the same way about these just weird barrels. I think they're kind of cool. And this is a 13-inch, which is a little odd. And the die CZR Plus. So this is coming on the die CZR Plus. Man, I don't know if we're going to be able to find it. I was on Die's website earlier and like their page didn't work. Oh, there we go. It's working now. The CZR Plus. Yeah, we weren't going to talk about the CZR Plus because it's not really interesting. You know, it's just like a new version of the CZR. This one might be like easy to see because the colors. So you can see that barrel on there, that nylon boomstick eye composite barrel, and it's essentially the same goddamn gun. Like, I think the bolt is very similar. I haven't seen the interior of the bolt yet, but it looks exactly like the CZR, right? I mean, it doesn't feel or look any different. You know, the on-off's a little bit different. They changed the back cap. The feed neck's a little different. The body's a little different. It comes to a different feed or trigger. The barrel's different. But, you know, essentially, it's that same gun. At this price, at this $400 price, that's a good deal. I'd probably rather have the Mini GS. I'd probably rather have the Axe 2.0. Both of those are a little cheaper or the same price or a little bit more expensive, really. Ben Lawton with that $5 super chat. Super chats have been thin lately. It's one of the ways that I do this goddamn live stream, you know. No one's paying me to do this, really. Ben says, if New York Extreme goes down and the semis stay as they are, do you think leverage moves up or maybe wait and maybe Wrecking Crew or Sea Dogs buy this? But I truly don't know. That's a question that I have no idea to. No idea. I don't know. You know, I know that I just don't know the inner workings of those teams. 'Cause that's kind of one of those questions where it's like, it's really difficult, you know, because we don't know how much money, I don't know how much money they have or sponsorship things or, you know, I'm not sure. But I certainly know that Leverage and Wrecking Crew are very serious teams. So they're not one of those semi-pro teams that plays semi-pro that's maybe not really interested in going and playing pro. But I truly don't know. I really don't know, my friend. I'm trying to think about it. I don't know. $2 from Cam. Autocockers are king? No. Automag. I kind of want an Automag. Automags would be fun. Who is on the brink of relegation? We just talked all about that. We just talked all about that right there. Who is on the brink? That team is on the brink. New York Extreme. I really would like an Automag. Speaking of which, I'm working on a video that should be coming out kind of soon on the something. Cam, $2. Nope, Autococker. Nope, Automags. You just keep doing $2 super chats, and I'll just keep saying Automags. Automags. What was I talking about? I am working on a video that's going to incorporate a bunch of old stuff, and I kind of need some stuff. Ideally, if you're in Sacramento, California, if you're in Sacramento, California, not like Sacramento, Kentucky, I'm looking for some things. Here are some of the things I'm looking for. I am looking for JT Speed Pods. I'm looking for some JT Speed Pods. I'm looking for a ramrod barrel and the Q loader feed system. So if anybody out there has a Q loader, if anybody has a ramrod barrel like that, if anybody has any speed pods or the slam pods, the speed collar tube, I'm really looking to try and track some of that stuff down. I want to just use it for a video. This stuff doesn't even have to work. I kind of just want to use it for a thumbnail. I kind of just need it for taking pictures of a little bit. So the kind of stuff doesn't even have to work. So I'm really looking for Q loader, ramrod barrel, JT speed pods. So if anybody out there has got any of that stuff, please send me a message somehow. And I would love to try to figure out how to borrow it for a little bit. Tons of super chats, guys. Manuel, thank you so much. Keep it up. Quick question. TM40 or G-Tech 180R? 180R. Just like everyone else said, 180R. Yeah. I just, the reliability is king to me. I got scratched by a kitty today. The reliability is key to me, and I like, I just want their reliability. Cam, bro, those are both autocockers. I don't know. I just never had a cocker that worked right. And mainly because like all my cockers that I owned were like, 20 years ago, and I didn't have any idea what I was doing. Sack Roots, Bobby, I got a mag for you. Bobby's got all kinds of cool stuff. I really kind of would like a mag. I was going to say I'd legit play with one, but I'd really like to try to play with it first. Because like I don't know. I was thinking of thought. My EMEC just shoots so goddamn good, and I just don't want to break paint. That's the only thing I worry about is breaking paint. Yeah. Because I'm always using like Dynasty stuff and all that crazy stuff. Stinky Mojo, yo, Brett, are you still maining an EMEC? ETHA 3M? Yeah, every time I play paintball. I mean, not every time, right? Because, sometimes I'm reviewing stuff or testing stuff out. Like, the last 2 times I played with the Adrenaline Lux. So that was definitely nicer than my EMEC. But most of the time, yeah, I use the EMEC because we go play rec ball. I'm playing 15 on 15 or 20 on 20 and just dicking around. So the EMEC's just perfect for me. Old Soul, the Q loader was also the keep the profile down. If that was the one you're referring, oh yeah, we're talking about someone else. Mr. ETEC 3M just never gives up. So why change? It's freaking perfect. I mean, it's perfect for me, so. You betcha. There was something else I was going to talk about really fast. I don't know. Let's type this in really fast. One thing that I'm kind of working on, it's just a slow process getting stuff started. Businesses do not spring up overnight. Is Phase Paintball. We're going to start a company. I'm going to start selling paintball products. I don't know exactly what products completely. But if you would like to know or follow along, you can head over to phasepaintball.com or follow the link in the description. It'll end up forwarding you to this mailing list. You can just put your email in there. So if you ever want to keep up to date on what's actually happening with this Phase Paintball thing we're doing, sign up for the mailing list. Phase Paintball will be paintball products, as in things I will be making. I'm not going to start like a paintball store and start like retailing products. I don't know. Cam, I have 4 Oracle autocockers. Man. 2 MEH. I don't even know what that is. You have 2 E-blades, though. Oh, fucking E-blades. I cannot stand E-blades. They're like the bane of my existence. Cole says hit the like button. I'm with Cole. I cannot stand electric autocockers. Having fixed probably like 300 electric autocockers, I just want to like melt them down. I hate the goddamn things. Oh, 2 E-blade and 2 mechanical. Yeah, I just hate electric cockers. I hate how you have to like adjust the timing electronically. It's like, I don't know. I cannot do it. I can't do it. It drives me goddamn crazy. Man, I don't know. We like talked about almost everything I wanted to talk about. The RMX, the DRV World Cup layout. We didn't really talk about the layout that much because I don't really have insights to the layout. You know, I'm not playing it and I've not played it. So World Cup predictions, we did that. Yeah, I've kind of glossed over everything here. Big Daddy Matt says, I've got an auto mag with an X valve and a level 10 that's 20 plus years old and never breaks a ball. It's also something I hated, those goddamn level 10 kits. Just getting those like level 10 kits set up sometimes was a nightmare. But if you get them to shoot right, for sure. What else can we talk about? I don't think I have any other topics, guys. My computer is just like, I don't know what is going on with my computer. I'm not quite sure. There's this freaking dog next door that howls every time a siren goes by. It's so annoying. Ben says, you keeping up on the Tauntaun videos? They're making me want a Contour too. I don't know. I watched the first one and they're very good. I don't want to say they're not good. But you know, I talk about this all the time. You know, paintball, it's almost everything I do, you know. I do paintball all the time, every day. So a lot of the times when I sit down to like relax, I don't want to watch paintball stuff, you know. It's like, imagine you working and then going home and then watching videos about your work, you know. Do that. So it kind of is hard for me to watch paintball stuff sometimes. I find that I can watch like Go Sports and I can watch the tournaments and stuff. And I can listen to the podcasts and stuff, but because it's not as much, it's more personal, I guess. So it's a little bit more like of a personal experience, I guess, because it's like, you know, real people just talking. Whereas like the produced stuff, it's just like too much work style for me. I don't know. So it's hard for me to watch sometimes. I can do this because I don't want to. Just like, yeah, we'll sit down and watch this 30-minute paintball thing. And I'm like, that's all I've been doing all day long. What are we talking about? Sublimations. Make that sublimish. Sumplish. I don't know. Everyone flipping out over the CZR Plus macro line. Why? I don't really get it. Why are people mad about it, though? Ron says they're mad about it. I don't understand it. Why are people mad? Because it has a macro line? I don't know. Die paintball. It has a macro line. I don't know. I don't know. It's not surprising to me. I mean, yeah, it's got a macro line. Yeah, it's not surprising to me at all. It is 2024. I get it. And I mean, I didn't realize they had 2 different prices. For sure. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think macro line's a big problem. I mean, I get it, but they would have had to completely redesign the gun. And it's very rare that these companies do full redesigns on stuff, you know, especially in these lower end products. You know, it's like Look at the Mini. I mean, the Mini's been out for 20 years, and they've only made 2 of them. You know, they had the original one, and they had the Mini GS. Same with the Axe. You can say the same thing with, like, the Etha 3 and that kind of stuff. They really don't, you know, design them all that much. I don't know. And it is cheap, so it's like, you know, it's $350. It's not like, you know, if it was $1,000 or something. I mean, if it was like $600, I could see even everyone complaining. But I mean, at $350, it's like, it's not that bad. And like the people that are complaining are people that are never, ever, ever, ever going to buy one. You know, I mean, the rise and all these affordable guns in this like $200 to $400 price, they're really designed at people where it's like maybe your second paintball gun. You know, maybe you had a Tippmann Kronos, or, you know, you'd been using a hand-me-down Spider for a while, and, you know, it's people's second paintball gun. And most people that are, you know, it's their, you know, first or second, third paintball gun, I don't know, they're probably not caring about those little teeny details as much as like, you know, experienced players like we are. We'll just notice those weird things. Ron says you agree. I don't know. Yeah. It's people that are like, oh, fucking mackerel. I'd be like, you're not going to buy the goddamn thing anyway. It's not designed for you. Freaking crazies. People are, what are they saying about it? I'm guessing it's on Instagram. Let's see. Let's go look. This is the first video right here of it, or is it this one? I don't know. There's too many things to go find them all. I really do like this barrel, though. I really think this barrel is pretty cool. The World Cup. See, they do say it's like toolless, right? Quick turn. So is it like an actual toolless? Because I mean, technically you could remove the bolt without tools before, you know? A die. See, like these comments. Toolless back cap, but no feed neck or thumb wheel? It's like, yeah, dude, it's a freaking budget gun. I should post it on there. Be like, yeah, dude, it's a budget gun. You can't have literally every feature. It's like, that's why it's $300. Anyway. On the Lone Wolf review, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. People always tell me to go find stuff, and it's so hard to go find things. Then we just sit in silence for 5 minutes while I look around. Yeah, people just talk shit to talk shit. I mean, you know, one reason is because people like to feel superior, and people want to like feel like they know more than people, and people are constantly trying to prove people wrong. It's like half the comments on my videos are just people trying to like prove me wrong. It's like, yeah, but on Tuesday in April 15th, it's like, I don't know. It's mostly just people trying to be smarter than other people and trying to prove people wrong. So Aiden says, I know you did a video on both the LV 1.6 and LV2, but which one would be a better buy? I don't know. It's probably going to be price, you know. I think that it's mainly comes down to price. I mean, those guns shoot very, very, very similar. So I wouldn't say one shoots better than another. Yeah, I really just think it comes down to price. I mean, if they're the same price, I would probably get the LV2 because it's newer, you know. But it really is price. And then Ben also said, I was thinking that too. I was like, I would just take the LV2. But it does feel quite a bit different. The rear frame, the rear grip frame is probably about the same. It's similar, but certainly that front foregrip is considerably larger. So for sure, I mean, I would try. It's obviously kind of hard to do, but if you can, I would try to hold both of them. Like if at the local field, someone's got one, I would certainly not hesitate to ask anybody that's holding one, hey, can I hold your gun and maybe, shoot a couple balls? No, most people aren't going to care. If someone cares, they're an asshole and they're an idiot. So, yeah. But if you can hold them, because that might tell you right there which one you want, right? Right away, you could like the way the 1.6 feels over the LV2, or you could like the way the LV2 feels right away. So, yeah. I know for me even, right? Like I'm big. I'm 6'4", 6'5", got big hands. And even for me, the LV2 feels a little big. But it's also big, I think, because I'm so used to these other guns, right? I'm used to the way, like, I don't know, my EMEC feels, or I'm used to the way that my 3.5 felt back in the day. So they're just bigger, and maybe I'm not used to it. They are thick. That's for sure. Chris? People at the field will just trade you for a match so you can try. Yeah, I'm sure people will. I mean, I wouldn't care. I mean, if you have a gun I can borrow or something. I don't know, though. I probably wouldn't ask to play with stuff. Because if you're going to play with it, you got to be willing to replace it. If you break it or scratch it or, do something, you got to be willing to, like, buy it off the person, I think. Unless you... Yeah. I mean, I would probably use somebody's gun I didn't know, but it might be a different scenario. Brad loves the Ether 3 for tournament paintball. Yeah, I do. If I played tournament paintball, I'd be an Ether 3. I'm just so used to the ergonomics on the EMEC that I just really like the way the thing feels. Chris right there. Chris, yep, he uses an Ether 2 all the time. I mean, they're fantastic. It's like, yeah. I even probably like the Ether 2 more than the Ether 3. I like the trigger on the Ether 2 more than I do on the Ether 3. It's pretty good. Yeah, you probably don't even need to shoot the guns, though. I think when you can just hold it, you'll be able to tell, I think, whether you like the way the LV2 feels right away, really. Because it's just such a different, like, feel over whatever the other gun I'm talking about is. The 1.6. That was a little bit of a fart. It's weird how I fart during the live stream. I don't really fart that much normally. My Twister LV2 shoots a minty. They just released the Twister guys. They just released those whatever Revo 2 lit masks or whatever. Hear that goddamn dog? It's his new dog. Fucking might have to tranquilize him. Doodly doot doot. We still don't know. We talk about this all the time. I thought about this today. I was like, man, we keep talking about this 3-on-3 exhibition. They're supposed to have this 3-on-3 thing at World Cup. And they're not having it, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It was a little bit hard to tell. Because well, I don't know. Here's the master schedule. Damn, you guys, just look at how many teams are at this tournament. It's kind of crazy. I really would like to be able to go to some paintball tournaments next year. And, I was asked to possibly announce the NXL semi-pro webcast. And, that's something I would really like to do. So I really want to try to go to some of these tournaments next year. It would be really something I would be interested in. I've never obviously been an announcer or set out to be an announcer, so it's kind of a little bit scary, but I think I could do it. But let's look at this. Look at how many, just look at how much shit is going on. So, Champions X-Ball, Pro X-Ball. What the fuck is this? Seriously, what is this? Is this just like, is this just the 4 teams that, is this just the 4 additional teams, I guess? Yeah, okay. So they have 20, so that's just the 4 additional pro teams. This Championship X-Ball thing. And then X-Ball. And then Championship X-Ball. I've never seen that before. It's weird how they're like championship. Odd. And then X-Ball? What the fuck? Okay. Ben, you are right. I was like, okay, I get that these are the 4, but these are the 4 additional teams. I don't know, those additional, and I didn't realize they were bringing over divisional teams like they did with the pro teams. So if you guys are totally unaware of what the hell we're talking about, the professional league has 20 teams normally, right? There's the 20 normal teams, and then at this last tournament, they add 4 additional teams. Those 4 teams right here that 3 of them are from Europe, and then 1 of them is from Brazil, so Latin America. And it looks like they're doing the same thing with all the divisions, too. I didn't know that. And then here are all the normal teams, but it's just crazy how many teams have signed up, you know? Like, it's crazy. 218 X-Ball teams. That's crazy, dude. That's so many teams. Damn, there's only 4 Masters X-Ball teams. College X-Ball, which is interesting. Amateur 10-man. Amateur 10-man. So there's Saturday and Sunday 10-man. So this is good if you get like kicked out of the tournament. If you know, you're not playing on Sunday. Mounds 10-man. So are all these different 10-man divisions? It's too many goddamn 10-mans. There's just so much stuff. So here's 3-man. This is what I was curious about. So here's 3-man, and then they have this open, but that's not what we want. Commander's Cup. This is super cool. This is like Army and Navy and Army, Navy, Air Force. What's the other one? The Coast Guard? Maybe Space Force? I don't know. Who knows? What the hell is the other division? What is your opinion on pump guns? Aiden asks. I don't know. I mean, I don't care. I don't really have an opinion. I'm kind of neutral, I guess. You go play pump if you want, you know. Army, oh, Marines. There we go. Duh. The Marines. Duh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a problem with pump. You go play pump. I don't really like pump just because I don't want to pump the goddamn thing. You know, like, I don't necessarily need to shoot fast either. It's not like I'm out there like ripping my gun. You know, I just want to like dink, dink. I just want to be able to pull the trigger and it shoots. So for me, I've never liked pump just because I don't want to pump the goddamn thing. I've actually never played pump. So maybe I'm not like a fair judge or whatever. I just never wanted to pump the goddamn thing. I got all, you know, friends that play pump all the time. Half the people I play with probably play pump. Ooh, a Talon pump. I've literally never played pump. Yeah, I've never played pump. I've also never played MagFed. Although I have a mag-fed gun, I've never played with it. I've had the EMF 100 for like 4 years, 6 years. They came out or some shit. It's crazy. Switch PV says, I played Pump when I first started playing in 1994. Still have your Phantom. Phantoms are cool. We were looking at Phantoms the other day. I was looking at, well, I don't know. I was looking at their website with somebody the other day. Phantoms. Yeah, there's not really a lot of companies making pump guns. The Nova, they're having that Nova possible pump gun, but who knows? Man, my computer just... I don't know. All of a sudden, like, it's just, like, weird. I don't know. Maybe it's, like, not... Maybe this... I don't know. Yeah, whatever. What's your favorite... Oh, someone asked me my favorite paintball gun is. What's your favorite paintball gun that's available? There we go. I think that probably the Ether 3M is probably the best value right now. I love the Ether 3. Ether 3, Ether 3M. I don't know, you know? But, like, I think about, like, pricing aside or, you know, whatever. I don't know. Typically I always lean toward the Planet Eclipse guns, but I really like the MXR, the Dye MXR. Although they've had the few hiccups, you know, they had to like figure out their like Baldy tent issue, and they just released some software now that's supposedly going to be better. I really kind of like that gun. Like, I really like the way the DSR shoots. The MXR ergonomics I really like. I don't know. I don't want to say it's like kind of like my favorite electric gun right now, but I don't know. It might be. I don't know. Yeah, my computer. Not quite sure why it's so hard for it to work sometimes. I think maybe I should like reinstall or something. It's weird how it like would work. It like, I mean, using like 10% of the processing power. I like the R5. The R5 isn't bad. I just have gotten a little bit bored with the Planet Eclipse guns. You know, I mean, they've been like the same thing for so long. They've just gotten kind of boring. So something just a little bit nicer, not nicer, but just something a little bit newer and maybe a little bit less unique, or not less unique, maybe a little bit more interesting, like the whatever. Maybe it's like the browser? Dude, I don't know. I'm like, no, it's definitely not that page that's weirding out. There's so much freaking lag all of a sudden, dude. I don't get it. It's like it works fine and it gets weird. The MXR is boring? I don't know. I think the Planet Eclipse guns are boring. They're like the same gun over and over and over and over and over. Which makes sense. I mean, they've kind of found, you know, something that works, so they kind of just stick with it. Brave browser rendering help. Like, everything's like just... I don't know. Did I miss the RMX? The RMX, yes. Yeah, that was like literally the first thing I talked about. It's probably like in the first like 5 minutes or whatever. Now I'm trying to figure out ways to speed my computer up. What if we like take... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, dude, I don't get it. It's like, turn down your encoding. It's like, dude, I cannot go slower. RMX is overhyped. I don't know if it's overhyped. It's literally just like a goggle bot, right? It's like just literally the frame. So it's not really that big a deal. You should showcase all your paintball guns and hoppers next video. Next video? No, I certainly won't do that. That'd be boring as hell. Plus, I don't have anything cool. I mean, most of the stuff I have is kind of like, just kind of lame. Nothing's that interesting. Dude, I swear to God. I just want this to, like, work better, dudes. Let's just open it in there. Why do people get so obsessed with Proflex goggle customization? I don't know. I think that there's I mean, really, it's just because the Proflex is a really good mask. I mean, that's got something to do with it. You know, they just work really well. So people just like the masks. And there's lots of customization things, right? I mean, a lot of these paintball masks, there just aren't things for, right? I mean, literally every mask you can't buy parts for. And the Proflex is one of the only masks that, like, you know, you can get different bottoms colors and different ears, and there's tons of straps and different lenses, and there's just a lot of customization you can do, unlike other masks. And then people have been using the mask forever, right? It's kind of like an iconic mask. There's lots of rare parts that you can actually collect, whereas, you know, there's not in other masks. So I think there's just like a lot of options. So it's become popular. And it's just good, right? I mean, if it wasn't breathable and comfortable and stuff, people wouldn't be customizing it. You know, it would have never caught on. Aiden asks, what's the most reliable paintball gun you have and the best one to buy, mechanical or not? The most reliable that I have is definitely the Planet Eclipse EMEC. And if you want to buy the most reliable, I would say it's probably the Tippmann Stormer. Yeah, the Tippmann Stormer. The Stormer, I like the Stormer, yeah. The Tippmann Stormer. Or the Kronos. The Kronos or the Stormer, but I kind of like the way the Stormer looks a little bit more. Taylor says, clears let me dye them brown like my brown eyes. Best color in the most comfortable mask in paintball. They're going to come out with a new clear one. I think that we're going to see a new clear Proflex tomorrow. I think you probably will. It'll be exciting. What time did game start? Let's find out that. Let's find out. Let's go here. It is funny how I closed the browser and it completely revolutionized my computer. Legs. Baby legs. Let's go to schedule. Let's go to field, pro field, game start Thursday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll be up at 5 a.m. No, I won't. I'll probably be up around here. Yeah, maybe around there. So I'll probably start watching these ones. I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. to watch. It's not happening. Maybe, maybe I'll be up at 6 or something like that. Lots of games. Really curious. I'm curious to see if Spider Fusion can score a single point. Spider Fusion is full of D3 guys, but who knows? They could be really good. I mean, they could be really good for sure, but I mean, it's going to be really hard to be notorious in Paintball Fit. And then they got to play Damage the next day. And then they got to play Aftermath. Oh, you know what I should have had to do? I should have weighted the brackets. Huh. Who's got paintball questions for me? But are they ag? I don't know if anything's ag. I've never even... That shit's always bothered me. But is it cool? Because if it's cool, then I'm gonna do it. What color should you get in your LV2? I don't know. Black. That's the color I always get. Black. It's just the easiest. I always get black too. I always like colors that I can like sell. Because like, you know, people are getting like red and purple and you're like, dude, who's gonna buy that? So one of the problems is if you ever go to sell it, they become like really hard to sell. So I've always tried to like kind of buy guns that like, I don't know, that I can like sell pretty easy. Which works out sometimes, you know, sometimes not. Black. Brad, have you seen any physical fights on the paintball field? I don't know, not really. I mean, I almost got in a fight once. Or twice or 3 times, you know, something like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I've seen, you know, people push each other and like, you know, but nothing. I don't think I've actually seen like a fight where like people had to separate people. I don't know. I saw Mike Hinman try to punch a Russian Legion guy one time. That was crazy. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I took off my mask once and tried to fight someone. That was fucking not the greatest idea. You know, I don't know. Paintball's changed a lot, though. I mean, it used to be, like, much, much more different. It used to be, like, I don't want to say, like, more aggressive, but maybe, like, less Wild West. It's, like, it used to be a little bit more crazy. Yeah, I don't know. This was probably, like, 2005. You know, I was probably 21, 22. I mean, it was a long-ass time ago. And I don't really remember what happened, but yeah, this guy Craig, I think it was this guy Craig, something happened and we were shooting each other a bunch and both of us took our masks off and we're like walking toward each other in the middle of the game. Like we were good. I don't know. I don't even know what happened. We just started yelling at each other and, you know, instantly everybody stopped shooting and comes over and separates us. And, you know, I'm not mad. I'm not a mad person normally. So, you know, my emotions just got the best of me and I was a little excited. So, you know, 2 minutes later, I'm perfectly fine and whatever. It was just water under the bridge. But that stuff used to happen more at paintball fields. It used to just happen more. I don't know why, you know, I think that for sure around here in Sacramento, it used to just be crazier. And 100% when Capital Edge opened in Sacramento, they just weren't having that shit. It was like, hey, you're going to yell at people and try to like start shit and like just be that asshole on the sidelines who's like yelling at people and like way too aggro and hostile. They're just not having any of that shit. And they're like, nope, we're not doing it. So they'd start kicking people out and they banned people and were like really trying to make it just a nicer environment to be in, right? And like nicer for new players and families and everybody. And I think that at least here, Capital Edge has had a lot to do with calming stuff down. But it depends on what field you go to. It's a little bit more different depending on like where you go. So some brains. Oh yeah, totally normal and expected behavior back then. It kind of was. I mean, yeah, we were overshooting the shit out of people, dude. I couldn't tell you how many times I probably like was dead. Like I got shot and like was dead. You know, walking off the field, someone shot me in the back a bunch and I turned around and just was like, just fucking started mowing people down. Dude, it used to be so crazy. Now if that happened, you'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We'd be like, what are you doing, asshole? But back in the day, it was like, hey, stop. And you'd be like, all right, next game. They just keep going. It's just interesting how much stuff's changed. Crazy, crazy. What's a better marker? Shocker Amp DSR Plus or M3 Plus? I say DSR Plus. I just like the way those things shoot. They're just better in general. Who knows? Some brains. Would you say Baines was considered a new guy from our circle of players? So there's a different perspective than a dude that might have been playing on the SC Ironman. I don't know. I don't know what you even mean. I do know that, you know, I played with Dave before he owned the field, and we were sneaking onto fields together and causing chaos and causing havoc, and then Dave owned the field and it all changed. He's like crazy strict about wristbands and like, which is, I would be too. I'm not saying you shouldn't be. It was just like Capital Edge ran a little bit more professionally than the other places. And everyone was like, oh, we can't get in fights on the sidelines anymore. Stupid. What recommendations do you have to help a new player get on a team? You know, I don't know. I think that's one of the harder parts in paintball is like, I don't know. I mean, really, it's just about who you know, right? It's just about meeting people. But one of the things that I've always kind of told people is it's difficult, right? If you don't know people, how do you know people? You know, how do you find out about tryouts or find out about teams or any of that stuff? So what I've always said is that if I was in a position where like I was newer to paintball, the first things I would probably do is ask the local paintball field. So the place that you go to, I would just ask, you know, any of the referees, or when you're paying at the counter or, you know, whatever, paying to get compressed air, just ask, you know, be like, hey, have you guys heard of any like, you know, teams maybe having tryouts or anything? And, you know, some of them might be like, nope. Or they might be like, oh yeah, these guys, or, you know, I don't know, go ask Mike. He might know. So I would ask the field or the local paintball store, because those are the people that are the most plugged in and are going to be able to probably give you the best answer. So I would do that and then just, you know, go from there. That's what I would do. Cole, that $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. I can finally pay for something. I don't know. I was trying to think of something funny and I couldn't. Would you play glow-in-the-dark paintball? Hell yeah, I'd play that. We look at that stuff quite often. I'd love to. I mean, I think that glow ball stuff looks really, 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 really fun. Yeah. You just got to get glow-in-the-dark. Not even glow-in-the-dark paint. You just got to get the black lights. Because I think if you just get like neon colored balls too, even if it's not UV reactive or whatever, it'd still probably work pretty good. But it looks really cool. I think it looks really fun. Yep. There's a handful of fields. We know Paintball Fit. I want to say Paintball Fit was the first place to do it out there in Waxahachie, Texas, which is Where the hell is Paintball Fit? It's out of Dallas, right? Paintball Fit. Out there in Waxahachie, Texas. Outside of Dallas, Texas. Middle Crossing, interesting. I don't like Texas. I could take Texas. I could leave Texas. We could leave Texas off the I'll never go back to Texas. I just think Texas is so ugly. I mean, honestly, America's pretty ugly. Oh, the Dave Youngblood allegations. Any updates on the Dave Youngblood allegations? No. There was supposed to be like a trial. Let me see. I actually have all the case details. We can look at the case details. There was supposed to be a trial. Yeah, there was supposed to be a trial, I think, in October, or maybe it was like September, and they pushed it back. So here's the... No. Here are scheduled hearings. So there's an actual jury trial right there. January 17th, 8:30 a.m. in San Diego, California. But there was supposed to be one before, and they actually had it moved back. Yeah, but you can go find all this information if you really want to. You can go find that right there. There's your case number. Yeah. Everyone's probably like, what the hell's going on? What's the best paintball field in America? I don't know. I really don't know. I think that it's probably going to be something on the East Coast, though. I mean, I would say one of these fields that has like really big woods ball fields is probably going to be what I would say is the coolest. So who knows what's happening with Dave? He's probably going to go to jail, which it seems like he might deserve. Yeah, if there's some brains, exactly. If you want to puke in your mouth, get real angry. Pretty much. It's kind of like, I don't know, dude. Like, people, it's like baffling to me. Like, I just don't understand. I can't even like begin to comprehend some of the things that people do. So, well, we don't have to go into detail in what happened, but there is a court case. We can probably try to tell from just the documents. I mean, there's a sexual assault case involving a minor that the owner of Die Paintball is currently embroiled with. So there you go, Doe. So the defendant? No. The plaintiff. Yeah, the plaintiff versus Die Precision, which I don't quite understand why it's Die Precision and not Dave Youngblood, the actual owner of the company. I've always found that weird. But there's plenty of information on the internet if you really want to go find it. I haven't played there yet, but Pinnacle Paintball in New Jersey looks really fun. There's just so many fields that I don't know of. You know, I feel that like it's kind of probably true for all of us, right? Like you're going to hear obviously of the local fields near you. And then probably some of the more famous places, you know, like SC Village in Southern California, or, you know, there's whatever. The places that like a lot of the pro teams practice at, we kind of hear about, like X Factor Paintball Park or whatever. But there's plenty of places just like this Pinnacle place that, let's look at the Pinnacle field. There's plenty of places just like, you know, Pinnacle Paintball here that I've just never heard of that are, I mean, probably amazing because they don't have like, you know, big airball fields and stuff like that. So we don't really hear about them. But they have things like this 12,000 square foot. I don't know what's going on there. But they've got this fucking castle. Like, look at this goddamn shit. Like, this looks like so much more fun than like an airball field. Like this attack and defend castle. Like, imagine being in these little like windows shooting out. It'd just be so much fun. But this is what I say when I like mainly think that like our industry, the paintball industry has been forcing tournament stuff too hard. Is I think that we should pay more attention to this stuff, you know, just people having fun. And these fields look really cool. Damn, dude. All these railroad ties and shit. Those are actually really good bunkers because they're so thick. Like, they're not going to move. It's also going to be kind of quiet in there, too. It's not going to be, like, echoey. Looks cool, but there's so many of those fields that, you know, I'm just not fully aware of because, I don't know, you know. I just don't see them because I don't live there. Brad, have you ever played any multiple day big games? You know, I have not. It's one of my, like, regrets in life. I really do want to. They're just a pain in the ass, you know, like... The closest one for me is like, god damn, dude. I mean, SC Village is like 7 hours away to drive there. And you really do have to drive. There's no point in flying. It's such a pain in the ass because you have to like, the airport, you fly into LAX and then I have to drive like 3 hours to the field. So you really do have to drive. And then Super Game is like a 12-hour drive. So it's like, there's just not really any super close, so it's been kind of difficult to go to. They're like a whole 4-day or like a week experience or something like that. So it takes forever to like go to. I just haven't done it, you know. I don't know why. It's just been hard for me to get like days off and all that shit, I guess. I just played Full to Gap. That'd have been really cool. For the first time, it was wild. Good times. It always looks amazing. I mean, I've just never been able to go to any of those things. I mean, you know what? When's Super Game in Oregon? Let's see if we can find Super Game Oregon here. Ooh. Super Game Oregon. Whoop. Look at that. 2025 right there already. The Super Game series. This would probably be this would probably be the one I'd go to. Just because it's the easiest, unless, you know, someone's willing to pay for me to go to one, you know. Okay. Nicholas Varens with that $5 super chat. Oh, I just remembered. I saw your message somewhere. I literally just remembered I saw the under thing. Where the hell did you message me? Dude, I'm so bad about replying to shit. I'm sorry. It's not personal. There's so much shit going on all the time. I just lose track. Have you seen the Under Industries air regulator tool, the Bear Claw? I did. Oh, it was an email. Okay. That's right. I remember now. Sorry. Let's look at it. Oh, I do not want to open that up. Close that. I'll kill our computer. Close that window. Let's see if we can find it quickly. No. I'm kind of confused by the Under website. Chris Martin, good evening, sir. Whoop, we went away. What'd you say to me? Thanks, super chats, dude. I'm stuck in a meeting at work. Just logged in, keeping the live stream streak going. Excellent. Drop that phase merch. It'll happen. It's going to get there. It's a hell of a process. Yeah, because it's not just like, you know, quick, easy shirts. I'm going to like, it's like a work. I appreciate it though. It's happening. It is happening. Let's look at this. Look at this thing. Under Industries. You know, I get Under and Ruthless confused sometimes. I was kind of confused. Okay, on mobile it was weird. Because on mobile it looked like this, and I was like clicking this, and I was like, click. Shop. But then it was like going here again, and I was like, what the fuck? So it was called the Claw, right? The Bear Claw? Or something like that. There it is. It is cool. I know that I would probably have done some things differently, I think. Whoa, I thought that that was all just mangled up. It's not. What would I have done different, you know? I probably... Okay, so let me see this here. Degas any bottle. So you can screw the tank onto the top to degas, which is pretty cool. That's a clever idea. I like that. And then that is threaded as well. But does it go all the way through? Does it go across? So is it hollow? Not hollow, but is it straight across? So the one thing that like I don't like is that, I mean, I shouldn't say I don't like it because it is a really good idea. It's not like a bad idea. I think that this would probably work well. It's not going to probably fit every reg though, just because the diameter changes and the placement of the burst disc and stuff changes. But you probably still can use it. You just might have to take off a gauge or something like that if it doesn't line up, you know, perfectly. I don't know if I would have put the knurled top, that like area, so it makes it look like you can grab it with your hand and kind of turn it off. But you can't do that. I think that most tank regulators, if you put this on the tank reg and you tried to turn it with your hand, it's probably not going to ever happen. Unless it's barely hand tight. But if it's hand tightened, then you don't even really need this tool. You really need a tool when your reg's really on there. And you could put a wrench, so you could put like a crescent wrench or like a pipe wrench, or if for some reason you're carrying around the correct box end wrench, you could put that on there. But I guess it would work. It's just going to be hard. It's going to be harder to remove the reg if it's really fucking on there. I've removed, I mean, no joke, guys, probably like, I don't know, 5,000 tank regs off bottles. Like, that's not an exaggeration. I've probably removed 5,000 regulators from bottles. So if your reg's like halfway tight, just getting a wrench on there will be able to get it off. But I think if your reg is fucking on there, right? Like you've never taken it off and it's been on there for 5 years, it might be a little bit harder, because I think that if your reg's extremely tight and you put a wrench on there, I think that the wrench is not, it's not going to be that easy, because the wrench is going to move. You're also going to have to be able to hold it somehow, right? So you're gonna have to be able to hold the bottle and turn really fucking hard, right? You have to apply a lot of pressure. So that's kind of why I didn't like that knurled top. I think that I would have probably left the hex go all the way to the top so that you could put it in a vise. You can put this in a vise, but it's just not gonna hold well, obviously, because it's rounded. Where I think if you had that like hex going all the way up, you could put the thing in a vise. And as it is now, it's going to be kind of hard to put in a vise. And I was wondering if those holes went all the way through, so that, you know, you could put an Allen wrench through that hole. So if there's that hole in the side, right, where those burst discs are, you can put this Allen wrench through, and then you can use that Allen wrench as a little bit of leverage. Yeah, it's good. I mean, I like it. It's not bad. It looks so big. It looks so big in this thing, though. The only other good tank removal tool is the CP tool. Custom Products makes the tool, and if you're a paintball store, that's the one you want. The holes go all the way through. That's cool then, because that's the one thing I was wondering is you could put an Allen wrench through there and get a little bit of leverage. Strap wrench. What kind of strap wrench? Where do you put the strap wrench though? So the easiest way to remove that tank if you're going to use a strap wrench and the vise is going to be putting this mount in the vise, and then you actually get a strap wrench and put the strap wrench around the actual bottle. But you know what even works better than strap wrenches? I guess it is a strap wrench. But here's the actual thing you want to use if you're actually going to like take your tanks off. You want to use a semi? I don't really know. Hell yeah, that's the one you want right there. Right on Amazon too. That might not be the one you want. You guys can't even see what I'm looking at. So what's cool is like there's these huge, so really what you want, there's like this right here. This is what I used forever. So these are strap wrenches, but it's a really fat ass strap wrench. So you can make it like this big and they grip really, really well. So you get a big, huge ratchet and you can put a ratchet on the end of this thing. This fits the tank diameter perfect. So this like bow right there, that bend, is like the almost exact same radius as any compressed air tank. So they fit on there really good. Here's your expert paintball advice. This is the kind of advice I'm good at giving. I'm much better at this stuff. How many paintball guns do I have? I've only got like 3. I don't have anything cool. It's all like old wacky stuff, so who knows? You need to hold the bottle while you remove the reg. Scuba shops, you need to hold the bottle. Yeah. That's why I got a strap wrench to hold the bottle. I've taken apart so many tank regs. I've probably broken off regulators inside bottles more than you guys have taken off tank regs. Dude, Boomer T, I'm fucking with you. It's goddamn dark already. I wish it was light until like 10:30 every day. Let's get rid of like daylight saving time. 3, yep, 3. Then you are saying all the guns you should. Then you are saying all the guns you should on those videos were borrowed. You're probably asking, then you're saying all those guns something that I'm borrowing? No, I'm buying everything. Every single review you've ever seen on this channel, other than, well, I still bought them. Yeah, the only thing that I haven't bought, the Adrenaline Lux Idol video, I actually bought that. They just gave me a discount, but I still bought it. The 170R video, those are the only 2 guns I didn't buy. All the other, I bought all of them. So I still don't own them. I owned them at one point, you know, I bought them, and every gun I raffle off, so I end up selling it. So, yeah. Nope. Yeah, there's no way. People think I like buy them and keep them. I'm like, dude, that's fucking crazy. So you think I have like you think I have an LV1, an LV1.5, a 1.6, an LV2, like a CS1, a CS1.5, a CS2, a CS2 Pro, a CS3. Like, you think I have all these? Like, that's crazy. You think I got a M3 Plus? You think I got an M3S? You think I got a DSR Plus? Like, it's like, no, that's crazy. I had like $1 million in paintball guns that I don't ever use. They're just sitting over there. I mean, shit, if I had the money to do that, of course. You know, I mean, some people, like YouTubers or, you know, like tech people are buying phones and stuff to review, and they're keeping the phones forever. If I could do that, sure. But, you know, I don't make any money doing this. I got to sell those bad boys. Got to sell those bad boys. All right, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go eat. My voice is kind of like, oh, like sore or something. It's a little weird feeling. Heck yeah, I got to sell all those things. It's crazy to keep them all. That'd be insane. I'd have like, all my money would be in paintball guns. That would probably not be the greatest idea. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Well, guys, we'll see you next time. Maybe go watch World Cup. You know, there's going to be a shitload of paintball on this week. Definitely, if you don't want to pay for it, if you go to the like Major League Paintball YouTube channel or Facebook, they stream them free on there for a few hours every day. You'll also be able to find the semi-pro feed over on the Major League Paintball YouTube channel. Starting here on Thursday. We get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Crazy. Go Sports also increased their pricing. Is it like $12 now? Which is still nothing. I mean, it's literally not that bad. And, I don't know. We'll see you guys next time. And in the meantime, I don't know. Go eat some food. That's what I'm doing.